Sports Jazz, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Isaac, I am back, guys. It's Champions League tonight, Champions League night, if I can put it right. We have Arsenal hosting Real Madrid at the Emirates. Boy, oh boy, I cannot wait. That is going to be some good. Oh, Josh, you're here.
Yeah. I'm here. I'm here.
Good to have you. Good to have you. Excuse me.
Yeah. What a night. What a night.
Yo, what a night. I'm very, very much excited. Of course, Amicus Real Madrid. I'm not. I don't have to pretend like I really like Arsenal. Arsenal, I do not like you. I don't want you to win. I'll put it straight. I don't have to pretend. Pretenders don't last long. Don't live. But yeah, once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. Yeah, Josh will be back shortly. It's Champions League night today. Of course, Arsenal versus Real Madrid, Champions League quarterfinal, first leg at the Emirates. Kickoff very, very soon in the next few hours. And, before everything starts, before everything starts, before the match starts, uh, at least I wanted to break down some of the stats, also analyze while Josh also joins us. He's going to be coming back. And, guys, please do not forget, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. Sorry, man. Yeah, head-to-head history. Arsenal and Real Madrid have only met twice competitively. That is 2005 and 6, of course, Champions League round of 16, and Arsenal won. Okay, Arsenal won 1-0 away, and the home game ended in a 0-0. Of course, they made that is making their only previous knockout encounter. The others, they wasn't really competitive apart from the friendly games during uh, those summer tours before the leagues start. Then, sorry, man, I have a cough and it's really bothering me. But yeah, let's do it once again, guys. Please do subscribe, turn on the notifications. Isaac, Josh will be joining us very soon. Champions League tonight. Arsenal hosting Real Madrid at the Emirates, and we all know Arsenal's form is currently doing. I mean, they are very good, unbeaten in their last 16 UEFA competitions home matches, which is a very strong foundation tonight. And in the 2024-25 Champions League, they've maintained still the unbeaten home record this season. Let's wait and see. Will Madrid break Arsenal tonight? Let's wait and see. Everyone is rooting for Arsenal to win, by the way. I see most Arsenal fans have given it 2-1, 2-0, 2-1, 2-0. Some have also given it 1-0. But it's Real Madrid. You have to walk into the game knowing that it's Real Madrid. Of course, they have their own away struggles, and they have only won only 2 of their last 5 away matches within 90 minutes, scoring just 5 goals and that is really not a good record. They've conceded 8 in their last in their in their 3 most recent away games across all competitions. That is all hinting at vulnerability when it comes to Real Madrid. Then goals. Arsenal have scored very many goals in this competition, about 17 goals before the knockouts. Although they've conceded 9 goals, so that also shows defensive wise you're playing Real Madrid. You need to be serious. You need to lock up the gaps. You need to close up the gaps. But their attacking flair in the UCL has been nothing short but amazing. Set pieces, of course, we know Arsenal is everything when it comes to set pieces. They own set pieces. They're doing so well currently, both in the league, scoring. I think they have even the most goals from set pieces in the Premier League. It's 6.8 per game. So Real Madrid is just 6.4. Of course, that makes Arsenal under Mikel Arteta a strong team when it comes to set pieces. Josh, you're back.
Yeah. I'm fully here, and this is a mouth-watering fixture for us football lovers. I mean,
Yep.
it brings you memories of Thierry Henry when he silenced the Santiago Bernabeu in 2006 with that solo effort for Arsenal to win 1-0 and eliminate Real Madrid at the round of 16. The Arsenal managed to draw the game at home, 0-0, and as it was on course to go the whole way up to the final when they lost 2-1 to Barcelona. But the most memorable thing that I remember about Real Madrid and Arsenal is that solo effort of Thierry Henry. I mean, the players who are at the back for Real Madrid, like Raul Bravo, they came out and they said, we pulled his shot, we tried to kick him, we did everything that we could have done, but it's Thierry Henry. But that was the type of form that they did have at the time, and the type of player who was that talented that he could manage to silence the Santiago Bernabeu. Tonight, I don't think that there's such a player at Arsenal anymore. You would have said that maybe Bukayo Saka is that player, but then Bukayo Saka is just
Josh,
returning
you're
to.
already undermining Arsenal.
No, I'm not undermining Arsenal,
You're
but
already giving the flowers away.
no, when you look at the best players that Arsenal has at the
They have
moment,
Mikel Merino as their lead.
oh God, oh God. But when you look at
Anyway,
the
banter
best players,
aside. Yeah, carry on.
when you look at the best players they do have in their squad, it is the players at the back, and they're going to be without Gabriel Magalhaes for this game. For me, I think Gabriel Magalhaes has been the better player this season at the back, even a more impressive performance from him than Saliba. But then again, you know that they have a very strong foundation at the back. They will keep it tight. I know they're at home, but because they do not have very good attacking players, I don't think that Mikel Arteta is going to go full throttle on this one. I think he's going to just keep his cards close to his chest and
Mm.
hope that they can go to the Santiago Bernabeu, or they nick a goal in this game to just keep it 1-0 to 2-1, and they don't lose it entirely. And when you look at the other side, Real Madrid, its potence is in attack. The best players that they do have in attack, they have Jude Bellingham, they do have Ceballos, who has had a very good season up to now. They do have Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, and Rodrigo goes every time the stage every time the stage gets bigger in the Champions League. The boy is just impeccable. The things that he does on the pitch, he has this attitude about him that you see him play with a swagger to win a football match because it's a Champions
Yeah.
League. And I don't see any player going to do that for Arsenal, apart from the guys at the back who will be defending
Josh, Arsenal has good
their
players. They
lives.
have Saka. They have they have Odegaard. They have a good player in Declan Rice. No, Josh, seriously, Josh, I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah, they
clowning.
do. No, they
I'm not
do. They do.
clowning,
They
but
do.
they do. Anyway, Josh,
They
let's
do.
go to the key factors to watch. Josh, defensive stability. Can Arsenal patch up the back line and contain Madrid's forwards? I'm talking about Vinicius Junior. I'm talking about Jude Bellingham. You have Rodrigo. You have Kylian Mbappe. Can they contain that force?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They've been a bit resolute this season, and like I told you, they're better players at the back. So you would like to think that they can contain with the attacking prowess of Real Madrid. In that
Mm,
Mikel Arteta just has to set out a very pragmatic side for him to get anything from the game, because
correct.
if you do have Saliba, Timber, oh, the fact that Gabriel Magalhaes is not there, they might play Kivio in the back with Saliba, or they
That's why
bring
I'm asking. Can
Timber
they?
through the middle.
Can they
Then they have
contain? Can they keep
Calafiori and Ben
Madrid's
White.
forward at bay?
It will be a very difficult one, but it will be interesting. What I cannot rule out is Arsenal also has a few players who can ask questions of Real Madrid, and Real Madrid is not the team that is not going to let you score against them. You can always fancy yourself to get a goal against Real Madrid. It's just that the players of Real Madrid have been at this stage for far too long, that they understand what it takes to win a football match at this stage. When you look at Valverde, whether he's asked to play right back or to play
Such a good
right-sided
player. I
midfield.
like
When
him.
you look at when you look at Jude Bellingham, when you look at Luka Modric, even the players who may come from the bench like Brahim Diaz and Adagula, these are all
Hendrick.
players who do, yeah, Hendrick. These are all players who do believe that this stage is set out for the Royal Whites. So I don't see how Arsenal comes out of this game alive.
You only see crucifixion, right? Josh, let's go to the set
Total
pieces.
crucifixion.
Set piece execution, Josh. Which team exploits corners and free kicks better? We know Arsenal currently it's 6.8, and Madrid is 6.4. So not really a huge difference. But of
Yeah.
course, we know Arsenal, they are so good when it comes to set pieces. They have the most goals scored from set pieces this season in the Premier League. So do you see Madrid containing Arsenal when it comes to set pieces? Is
Yeah,
there
yeah,
any
yeah, yeah.
chance that
Yeah, yeah,
Arsenal
yeah.
will be scoring
Arsenal has
as
not
well?
Arsenal has not been scoring from set pieces as often as they did at the start of the season. Yes, they've gotten a few goals here and there, but you can see that Mikel Merino or whomever has scored has picked up on the second ball. But when you have a player like Antonio Rudiger who takes no prisoners at the back, then you do think that he's going to be in a very jovial mood to defend these corners, because he likes to defend. You can see that he lives for moments like this, and if he does know that these guys are very good at set pieces, then he must have done his homework. And I don't
Well,
see players. I don't see, apart from Odegaard, I don't see players who can play intricate passes through Real Madrid, because I know that it is easy to pick goals against Real Madrid when you do play intricate passes, because they are a transitional team. Then
mm,
if you catch them on the break, you can be able to play one or two passes to a guy who is as fast as Bukayo Saka, and something can give. But this stage, the Royal Whites,
you know, it's
I just
funny.
don't see it.
It's funny. Ever since the recent loss to Valencia, Arsenal fans have been mocking Real Madrid. You know, but I'm just saying, despite the inconsistent form, Madrid has a knack for raising to the occasion in Europe, Josh. That's why they've won the trophy 15 times, Josh. You know, I think you saw that in the penalty shootout against Atletico Madrid, round 16. You know,
True.
so
Just
uh,
to let you know,
yeah,
Cristiano Ronaldo is the all-time goal scorer of the Champions League with 105 goals, and
the
he
goat.
scored. Yeah, he's the god, and he scored these goals mostly for Real Madrid. And then
Mm,
again, Thierry Henry, who has the most goals for Arsenal in their history, is on 35 goals. And you have not seen, at least you have seen that from Cristiano Ronaldo, the players that Real Madrid has brought in are players who can actually chase that record, are players who are playing at a level that you do believe with longevity they might be able to achieve that. But at
yeah,
Arsenal, when you look at their striking force, you do not believe that Raheem Sterling, Mikel Merino, and players like that can be able to even make half the goals that Thierry Henry scored, despite us having a
Madia.
longer Champions League than the ones the other guys played in.
You know, Madia is saying we are winning at the Emirates. You will be surprised.
My
She
dear,
goes on
it
to
will
say
be a real
this time
surprise.
around it won't be luck. Arsenal is winning at the Emirates. By the way, Josh, Josh, Saka versus Madrid's left flank. I mean, I see his pace exploiting the gaps there. If Kamavinga starts as the left back, you know,
No,
it feels actually this
I think Faland
feels.
Mendy. I think
Mm,
Faland Mendy would be able to play.
Well, that's why I say if Kamavinga starts, because man, this tie feels tighter. By the way, it feels tighter than Madrid's historical dominance against, than Madrid's historical dominance against most of the teams in the Champions League. Because Arsenal's home record and Madrid's road struggles set up a very very compelling first leg, and
Yeah.
I can't wait. I
You
can't
know
wait.
what is funny is when you look at Real Madrid. Okay, if you are given a fixture in the Champions League and
Mm,
it's Arsenal versus Real Madrid at the quarterfinal stage, just look at the players um, that are in the two teams. Who has been at this stage more? Who knows what to do? And Real Madrid, they almost have an ethos about them to rise to the occasion in such games. When you look at Real Madrid, you're not going to believe, sorry, Arsenal, you're not going to believe the excuses you're going to get, because I think Ben White maybe played a charity, what do they call it, community shield, or the things like that. When you
hi,
look at
Anne. Hi, hi. How are you? Long,
yeah,
long,
when you
long
look at
time.
yeah, long time. And welcome. When you look at players from the Arsenal, even if they do pose a threat, they have not been at this stage so often. So I
Mm,
don't think that they will be able to rise to the occasion. But Real Madrid is a team that can even come back from a goal down.
I know,
Can
I
Arsenal
know.
come back from a goal down?
Oh yes, Josh, they
But
can.
what I
Don't,
know is
as
Mikel
Madia
Arteta.
says, don't underestimate Arsenal. We have a better midfield and defense, and they have a better attack. That is, Madia, can you contain?
Madia,
Madia, can you
no,
attack contain
let's do.
Jude Bellingham, Rodrigo, Vinicius Junior, Kylian Mbappe? Not to forget the force behind them. That is who's the guy who plays for Uruguay, Josh? Valverde.
Valverde.
Can you contain? Josh, you're saying,
Madia, let's do this. Madia, let's
yeah,
do this. Let's break down the players that Arsenal has in midfield and the players that Real Madrid has in midfield, because
sweet.
whomever you pick, I don't think that Odegaard, Mikel Merino, and Thomas Partey can. Oh, Declan Rice,
Declan Rice. Yep.
Declan Rice, and Odegaard. I don't think they are a match um, as in comparison with Jude Bellingham, Valverde, and either Modric
Well,
or
is it
Chouameni.
Wachemini? I don't know how
Yeah,
to
Chouameni.
pronounce. Yeah, Chouameni. He's suspended in Madrid's
Yes.
midfield. Of course, as you say,
Good riddance. Because he's a guy
Federico.
who I don't
Mm,
like him. He's a guy who gives away the ball way too often. But I prefer Ceballos, because Ceballos has had a very good season up to this point. So I don't think that either of Declan Rice, Odegaard, or Thomas
I think
Partey are better than Jude Bellingham, Ceballos, and Valverde as a combination in
I think
midfield.
they'll have Valverde. They'll have Kamavinga, and do not forget Mzee Wakazi. Luka Modric also might feature.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, but Josh, to be honest, their midfield is a bit shaky. It lacks defensive solidarity. Kamavinga might drop. I see him dropping deeper, Josh, because Arsenal
Yeah.
presses as a unit. They press as a unit. They have a very good dynamic midfield.
But you see, there's a thing I noticed about Arsenal that I don't like. Anyway, it happens so often in modern football today, and Real Madrid doesn't have a problem doing that. When you look
Mm,
at Martinelli or Bukayo Saka, especially Martinelli, when he gets in a position of a 1v1, he's
yeah,
cutting back. He's bringing the ball back to play with other people instead of taking on his man. But Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, Rodrigo Goes, these are guys who don't have a problem with that. When they catch you on a 1v1, they are going to exploit that opportunity, and maybe they can create a goal scoring chance for Real Madrid. Yet
I know, Josh, but
Arsenal
Arsenal,
always just plays the ball back and
at
stuff like that.
Josh, we know Arteta is very good. By the way, he's solid when it comes to defending.
Yeah. He's a
He
very
may opt
pragmatic
for
manager.
he may opt for a compact, pragmatic setup, Josh. In moments, especially when it seems now that Gabriel Magalhaes is out, for the rest of the season, he has an hamstring. sorry, a hamstring, and it's really, bothering him. So how he's going to be doing the setup with the defense. But I see a backline of Urian Timber, William Saliba. You talked about the other guy. What's his name? Kyo. Then Lewis Kelly,
Kivio.
Josh, who could sit deeper to counter Madrid's pressing forwards. That is Vinicius and Kylian Mbappe. So, I mean, let's not write them off, Josh. Let's not write them off. And as Madia insists, Rice is a good player.
Yeah,
Pate
yeah,
is
yeah.
also
Good,
a good player. High press and
good.
transitions. Arsenal's high pressing style, Josh,
I don't think
they are
they're going
very
to be.
good.
I don't think they're going to be pressing Real Madrid.
I think they
It's
could.
Real
I think they're
Madrid.
going to exploit Madrid. They are going to exploit Madrid's midfield, especially Martin Odegaard.
Isaac, I don't think you're thinking.
No, Josh, seriously. I don't
Because
know.
Arsenal.
Look, I'm, I'm all for Real Madrid causing the havoc. No lie. But you don't write Ateta off, Josh, just like
No,
that.
but
Those things have
Madia,
home advantage.
Ceballos has actually had a very tremendous season so far. Up to this point, he's been phenomenal. He's been winning the ball back. He's been passing very well. He finds pockets of space. I mean, he's been a top. He's been of top quality for Real Madrid this season. So I
Eh,
think he will he will play. He will play. I think he will have to start this game.
I agree with Madia when they say Real Madrid doesn't have a style of play. That is very true.
They do have a style of play.
No,
They're a
no, Josh, they
transitional
don't. I
team.
mean that
No, they
identity.
don't. Yes,
They
they
don't
do.
have that identity. But
No, they do. They do.
it's
It's
not
not the
about
one that you
individual
know.
talents,
It's not the
Madia.
one that you know. Just like the English pundits kept saying that, I don't see Eric Ten Hag's style of football. What does he play? Because they want the one they know. But
Madia is all out for you, Josh. The Ghana, she's Ghani.
no, 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 no. Actually, I do. But that's why I'm telling you about a player like Ceballos. I mean,
Mm.
if you look at how well he has been doing for Real Madrid, you would not doubt him ahead of. And besides, Arsenal does not pass the ball through the middle. They need to get the ball to the wings to bring in Odegaard, so they'll have to overload maybe the right wing side, and Odegaard plays next to Saka, so they can have interchange of passes and stuff like that, and maybe Ben White can join for a cross for Mikel Merino to head the ball in.
Mm.
But
Josh,
yes, Madia, what you can take comfort in is the fact that Real Madrid, you can always score a goal against them.
that is correct.
Yeah, they're not the best defensive side.
But on a good day, when it's their day, they will rather they will score goals. And Madia,
Look
don't
at the
forget,
players, Madia. Look
Madia,
at the players at Real Madrid and the players at Arsenal. Really,
Josh. Okay, let's go. Keepers, keepers. Who would you have, Josh?
Courtois, no doubt.
Again, it's Raya.
Courtois, no doubt.
I'll take Raya. Raya is a good
Okay,
keeper, Josh.
okay, Courtois.
I'll take Raya. And defensive wise, Josh, no
Hmm.
matchup. It's too bad
No, go
Gabriel is
on,
out.
go
Okay,
on.
let's compare. Um, let's start with the CBs, Josh.
Okay,
Yeah, you have Saliba.
okay.
I mean, you start comparing, start naming.
Oh, Saliba. Okay, Rudiger. I
Josh
take
Rudiger
Rudiger.
ahead of Saliba.
100%. The
Really?
experience that he has at that level, I don't
Oh my
think
God, I
that
love
I can
Saliba.
take Saliba. Yeah, I do love Saliba too. He's a very good footballer, but at this level, at this stage, the experience that he has, how many times he has won the Champions League, how many times he has been at that stage, I take Rudiger any day.
Well, my dear says Real Madrid have individual brilliance and they can create any moment, but don't go all over Madrid. You'll be disappointed. We have good players. Don't underestimate them. That is for you, Josh. It's you who's underestimating.
Yeah,
You're
you
underestimating.
see, you see, we're in the Champions League, so good players doesn't cut it.
Mm.
What she said about individual brilliance of players, players who can step up, players who can do things that are extraordinary at this stage of the Champions League in the quarterfinals are the players that every team must have because
Mm.
the team football has changed so much that at a certain point the coaching is too much and you can almost feel the teams are leveled in terms of tactics and how they're approaching the game and stuff like that. So it's going to take very witty players to do things that are extraordinary for their team to get an edge. And when I look at Arsenal, I told you Bukayo Saka would have been a player that I would have picked out to do things that are extraordinary because even if he's very agricultural in his application, he gets away with it. I mean, he's very effective at the things that he does, and Martin Odegaard playing
Saka is a
next to
key
him.
player, by the way, in
Yeah,
this
he's a
game,
key
Josh.
player, but
He's a
having
he-
come back, it might just maybe affect how he applies himself in this game. And the thing is, Madia, when you look at the individual brilliance of the players at Real Madrid, you have 5 or 6 players who can take the game by the scruff of the neck, which is not at Arsenal because the better players at Arsenal are at the back. So those are players who are going to be defending. They're not going to be changing the game majorly in the other opposition box. So for
uh,
me, at this stage of the competition,
he's
you need players with individual brilliance to make
I,
it happen for you.
I know he's just back, Josh, from a 3 months hamstring injury, but his pace and directness, Josh, will test Madrid's defense. They have to be really careful. You know, they have to be
True,
very, very
true,
careful.
true.
And we are
He's
not
a
talking
top,
about
top player.
Mikel Merino, Josh, deputizing as Josh. He's currently deputizing as a false nine due to Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz not being available. But Moreno's physicality and work rate, Josh, could also disrupt Madrid's backline. Don't write him off, Josh. Do not write. Although his finishing lacks polish of a natural striker, we all know he's not a striker. But don't write him off, Josh. Don't write the guys off.
I cannot write him off because he
Ah,
has the
Timo, Timo,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Timo,
yeah.
Timo. Josh is here
What
trashing
up, team?
Arsenal.
What up, team? Not trashing
Josh,
us now, as in looking at the game.
okay,
Looking at the game.
you're not giving them a chance.
No, I am just saying that Real Madrid will have much more than what Arsenal can do.
My dear says, Josh, you are discussing football. Do you know that we didn't reach here by mistake, which is correct, Josh?
Exactly. Liverpool led the table until the time they were knocked out by PSG. It wasn't by mistake that they did lead the
Okay,
Champions
that's a
League
good
table,
comeback.
but they were knocked out, and such is football. So it. I am not saying that Arsenal is a bad team. I'm just saying the opponent that you do have today
Mm,
just has a little bit more. You can actually win the game because for me, I believe in Mikel Arteta's pragmatism, especially in the cup competitions. In the
mm,
Champions League, I need a manager to be pragmatic. I need a manager to um, exert his authority on a football match. It's just unfortunate that the players who would maybe have done it for him are not available for selection, and the ones who are available for selection have just returned from injury. So he may not, Arsenal may not be that impactful going forward, but they can hold their own against Real Madrid.
that is good, very, very correct. And we've talked about key players.
Team is
Uh,
asking for predictions for the game.
Josh, what's your prediction?
Come on, I I
No, I'm
gave
just
you all
asking.
first.
No, just say what's your prediction.
Well, it will be a very tight game.
To be
It will be
honest, I'm
it
Madrid
will
all
be a
out, but I
very
see
tight
a
game.
1-0. No, no, no,
Yeah,
no. That game cannot be. It's going to be a high scoring. I think I see.
I think 2-0 Real Madrid.
I was going to say 2-1 Arsenal.
Yeah, 2-0 Real Madrid.
I see 2-1 Arsenal, Josh. Uh, Team is pulling out that underdog card. So I get Josh's point. So much is still unknown about this Arsenal team.
Exactly. There's a way this guy puts words together, and it is exactly what I was trying to mean, my dear. I mean, it's
But
not that Arsenal is a bad team.
well, Madrid has Kylian Mbappe, Josh, 22 goals in 28 games, and we all know his speed, sorry, and finishing remain elite. Arsenal's high line, even if adjusted, risks exposure to his runs in behind. Just not to forget Vinicius Junior, his dribbling flair. So imagine him paired with Kylian Mbappe. That is a huge threat. Timber's defensive discipline on the right is going to be really, really tested, Josh. Very, and of course the Englishman you talked about him, Josh
Ben
Bellingham,
White.
dropping into the midfield.
Oh, but
His energy, the late
Timber is a
runs.
very Timber
Mm,
is a very strong defender.
yeah,
He can manage to deal with Rodrigo Goes. But the real question is, will Mikel Arteta bring Timber to play to partner Saliba, or he's going to play Kivio at the back,
I think he's going to play Timber.
or Thomas Partey? Is Thomas Partey going to drop?
Oh, that will be a bad move if he does that. Every time he has done that, he has lost.
Yeah. But
Every time he has
Thomas
played
Partey
part,
is more
majority
than
of the time.
capable.
Yeah,
Thomas
but
Partey is more than capable, though
he should stay in the midfield. You want Partey,
you want him
you
to
want
play in the
Rice
midfield so he can
and
dominate.
Odegaard in your midfield.
True,
You
true,
know,
true.
so it's a bit tricky. It's going to be very tricky. But for me, Josh, Arsenal's strength again, as I've said earlier, home advantage, Josh, the home form as well, set piece dominancy. They are very good when it comes to set pieces, and the high press could capitalize on Madrid's our struggles. The injury as well, injuries. But Madrid counter-attacking quality, Josh, counter-attacking quality, star power,
So
very good.
Lucas
Every time
Vasquez,
they have the
Lucas
ball,
Lucas Vasquez is going to start at right back.
Lucas Vasquez is going to start at right back.
Yeah, he might start at right back, or for but why wouldn't Rodrigo go start?
He's saying he's starting Kiro to partner Saliba.
Yeah. Kivio, to me, it didn't look that bad, but I have Arsenal friends who don't want to ever see that name in their lineup. They don't believe that he's cut out for Arsenal, especially the trajectory at which they are. They are moving forward. They're finding the better players to do things, and I think they're lacking a bit in backup for Saliba and Magales.
Mm. Well, I can't wait. I just can't wait for the game. Let's see what Arsenal is made of. Josh, you gave a really good point when you said Liverpool led the table. They qualified so well, many points only to be knocked out by PSG. So let's wait and see who's going to be surprised here, who's going to be disappointed, who's going to be embarrassed. You know, the only thing
Yeah.
I know, if Arteta tries sitting back, Madrid is going to exploit that.
No, but Madrid can be frustrated and they don't know what to do when Arteta decides to be very pragmatic. And he has
Mm.
players who can keep the ball. He has a player in Declan Rice who has the lungs and the legs to go up and about the
Physicality too.
pitch. Yeah,
Mm.
he has a player like Odegaard who can keep the ball very well. But Real Madrid is a transitional team. So he has to remain. It may not be a low block, but at least a mid block or something like that to contain the transitions. All the players that they do have in their forward line are very fast players, and they can hurt you. If Bellingham has the ball, he's a very good passer of the ball. The precision they do have when they pass the ball is the difference between pretenders of transitional teams and Real Madrid, because all the players, when most of the players of Real Madrid, when they do get the ball and they make a pass, they make the right pass. They do make
Well,
the right pass.
well, I'm looking at the tactical approaches, Josh, from either sides. Under Mikel Arteta, Arsenal have developed a compact, aggressive pressing game paired with a structured mid block, Josh. Now, this allows them to disrupt opponents, just the rhythm and regaining possession in dangerous areas against a team like Real Madrid, Josh. Arsenal's ability to maintain, if they are able to maintain such intensity without leaving gaps, could be really crucial, Josh. You know, and on the other side, you have Real Madrid's who are doing very well, managed by Carlo Ancelotti. I think they're second on the table in La Liga. Then, of course, pedigree also comes in, Josh, as we said earlier. The rapid attacks, counter attacks, a bit of individual brilliance, Josh, also comes in for Real Madrid, to be honest. You know, so it's going to be a very, very tricky game. It's only sad that we have to sit here and praise Arsenal. Well, our team, our beloved team, are fighting. Are fighting. I'm not even going to talk about. Let's not give them airtime today. Today it's about the big boys, and currently they are nowhere near the big boys. Josh,
Yeah,
they are
yeah,
nowhere
yeah, yeah.
near the big boys.
Arsenal are the big boys, but maybe you would have thought that if Arsenal was playing the last game at home, they would
Hmm.
have a chance.
But Josh, Arsenal's attack versus Real Madrid's defense. Josh, who do you
Do
think of
they?
all those
Do they have
today?
an
Today,
attack?
Josh.
Do they have an attack?
Bukayo Saka is back, Josh.
Uh huh. Raheem Sterling, Mikel Merino.
Oh,
I mean,
I did.
what are you talking about?
I forgot about who? Raheem Sterling. Seriously, I did. Because I'm
Martinelli. I mean,
on a good day, Martinelli will do very well, Josh.
yo, a good day when your return is like 7 goals, 10 goals, 9 goals, and you're playing for a team that is chasing things in that position. I mean, when you're playing in that position as a wing forward, these days we do expect you to do much more than just contribute to games. You have to be the guy who is making things happen for the team, like maybe Bukayo Saka does. So you don't. I don't really see Martinelli progressing from his earlier development at Arsenal. He's a good player, but he has not developed that much progressively for
Mm.
him to be adding numbers and making a statement at Arsenal. Oh, Trossard.
Ah. Yo, but by the way, Madia, look, I'm trying to be in your corner, but you also have you're in a very tricky situation.
They're all
I know you're
suspended,
home.
the three of them.
You're home. You have that advantage. You have the home record advantage. I say that because you haven't lost really
She says
home. Then
Martinelli,
you're even
Trossard,
at
and
home.
Rahim.
I know. That's why
Don't
I'm saying things are not really.
you?
They don't look so good on your side. To be honest, I asked Josh. Okay, no. Let me ask Maria. Maria, who do you have from your side besides Saka that you think, okay, this one is going to cause havoc? He's going to really go bad against Real Madrid. Because I don't see anyone. Josh, do you
For
see
me,
anyone?
yeah, Mikel Arteta. It just has to be Mikel Arteta. Mikel Arteta is the one who is supposed to set up a team that is unplayable. I mean, they have to be really pragmatic in the way they approach the game. I know they're at home, and you might demand that they go out and attack and things like that. But when you're playing the quarterfinal of the Champions League and there are two games, all you need is to win one of the games. So if you're in such a bad situation right now that players are suspended, others are just coming back from injury, you can hold out for a nil-nil draw. It is not that bad, or a 1-1 draw. It's not that bad, even if you're at home. Do whatever you have to do to make sure that you shut up shop and Real Madrid does not enjoy themselves tonight. So you can stand a chance in the next game, maybe in a fortnight. Your players might be coming back, and Bukayo Saka might have found his form. so you have a better chance in that phase of the game. But it's a difficult one. It's a difficult one for my Arsenal fans. I don't think you have too much to say in this game. That is player for player, but I do believe Mikel Arteta is a very witty manager, and if he does go for pragmatism, he can get away with it. It can be
Uh,
a narrow win, or he can frustrate Real Madrid.
have you been watching Arsenal recently? Martinelli in the last game, he has been amazing. Then she says only Raheem Sterling is suspended. But even if Raheem wasn't suspended anyway, he hasn't really done much this season. It's not like he's going to be missed. But you have Martinelli, he's around the pace. That's why I thought on a good day, if he's okay, he's a problem. Martinelli is a problem. Then he says we are winning. We are winning today for sure. I'm confident. Madi, I would like to would like to host you one time. You come, you prove to us, you argue it out with Josh, and you convince us that you're winning. To be honest, I'm giving it to Arsenal, but
You see, Mandia, the thing that I was talking about Martinelli is he's a very good player. He's a talent that we saw and hoped that he would do much better by now. He's been at Arsenal for what, 3 to 4 seasons now. He should be
mm,
much better. But if at this point in April, he has about 6 goals for Arsenal in the Premier League. I mean, that is not a player who is adding so much value to the club going forward, because you would hope that if Arsenal is fighting for the title, the front three players, Bukayo Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus, whomever is playing, Kai Havertz, they are having a season of their lives. I mean, they are at that level where they can contribute at least 15 goals. They can get into double digits. But if by now he still has about 6 goals, I think that he has stagnated a bit.
yeah, but Josh, Madrid's defense has also been very, very shaky. Josh, they've conceded 8 goals in their last three
No, they do
games
concede
before this
goals.
time.
They do
Mm.
concede goals. It's just that they're very result, and they have this resilience to keep coming at you, and because of the individual brilliance of the players that they do have, they can hurt you at any point in the game. They never look rattled, even when they are losing a game, even when whereas Arsenal can look rattled if the game is 1-0 in the first 5 minutes. But if Real Madrid is losing the game 1-0 in the 80th minute, they still don't look rattled. They do believe that they can actually win the game.
Well, Josh, whatever they do, whatever Madrid is going to do tonight, they have to try and avoid set pieces. That's one thing, especially from corners, Josh. Because players like Declan Rice, Saliba could exploit Madrid's recent struggles in this area. So they have to be really, really, really careful. And we know sometimes Antonio Rudiger just sometimes he's not a smart
Overzealous.
player. He's not a smart player. When I say
He's
smart player,
overzealous.
he's prone to making mistakes in the box. It could be a corner, it could be, or rather, a free kick just right outside the box. It could be even a penalty. So they have to be
Yeah.
very careful. But transition wise, Madrid decisiveness in the final third, players like Mbappe, driven by Vinicius, Bellingham, outclass Arsenal's current attacking options, whether you like it or not. Arsenal, defensive wise, very good team. Attacking wise, Real Madrid is a problem. So Arsenal has to really brace for impact. They have to know. Uh, they have to do their best. The good thing, they have a very good midfield, Josh. If Arteta doesn't tinker around and leaves Declan Rice, Odegaard, and Thomas Partey in the midfield, we have a game on our hands, Josh.
Yeah. We do have a game on our hands, but remember, for me, it is not just the 3 players. It's the 5 players that Arteta is going to choose to play in his midfield, because he has to make sure that he keeps the game very tight. He does not allow Real Madrid to to play. Real Madrid doesn't like to build the ball from the back and things like that. So there's no reason in pressing them. You can allow them to enjoy that phase of the game until they reach the midfield, and maybe you can push and press them to get this ball off them. For me, I think the best the best player for Arsenal tonight would be Martin Odegaard.
Once
Because
again,
if
guys, please
Martin
do
Odegaard comes
subscribe.
alive, then Arsenal
Yeah,
has a real chance.
please do subscribe. Please do subscribe. Turn on the notifications.
Oh,
Just
and
before we
Raya.
leave.
And Raya.
Before we leave, who
Raya.
the keeper?
Yeah, guy to watch out. Because
Yeah,
Raya has to
you
be
chose. I don't know how you picked Courtois over Raya. Raya is a top keeper, Josh.
no, come on.
I would
Courtois.
I would pick
Thibaut.
Martinez. I would pick Martinez over Courtois, Josh,
No way, no way,
the
no way,
Aston
no
Villa
way.
keeper.
No way, no way, no way.
I'm telling you.
Thibaut
But
Courtois,
anyway,
Thibaut
Josh,
Courtois. All day, every day.
wrapping it up, Josh. To me, this is my take. I think this match hinges on Arsenal's ability to leverage their home advantage, being at Emirates, and it's the first match. That is all a booster. And defensive structure against Madrid's superior attacking quality and transitional threat. So if Arsenal can dominate midfield and exploit set pieces, they might secure a narrow lead, maybe a draw, but it's a narrow lead, 2-1, 2-0, Josh. However, Madrid's experience and firepower gives them a slight edge. Pedigree. We've seen that again. We saw that against Atletico Madrid, Josh. Especially if they capitalize on Arsenal's injury hit squad, Josh. The outcome will likely be tight. It's with the second. Don't forget, there's a second leg at the Bernabeu, which will be decisive. And the Bernabeu is the Bernabeu. No games that side. It's fire in Spain.
Yeah, but
So
like I told you earlier, Thierry Henry silenced the fans at the Bernabeu
I know. I
in that
remember.
1-0 game in
Yeah.
2006 in the
Then home it was
around
nil
the
nil.
16. Yeah.
Mm.
So I mean, yeah, things can happen. Maybe Bukayo Saka will have found his feet at that point.
Well,
So all Mikel Arteta has to do is stay in this game, shut up shop, whatever the fans say. It's unattractive football, anti-football, whatever it is. Do whatever you have to do to make sure you stay in the tie, because you still have a game to take away. If you're lucky and you do get a corner, maybe you can even nick the game 1-0.
once again, guys, please do subscribe, turn on the notifications, subscribe. Sports Jazz, yes, just a few minutes before the game starts. Arsenal versus Real Madrid, Champions League quarterfinals, the first game. I'm officially signing out. Josh, I think it's time we signed out.
Yeah, Madrid star, hala Madrid.
Let's wait for Thursday night. We will be coming back politely. We don't want to make noise about that because
Aston Villa plays in the Champions League
oh,
quarterfinal
oh
after a
yeah, yeah.
very long time tomorrow. So I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
they do need a shutout tomorrow.
Yeah, and Bayern Munich is also playing today.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're playing against Inter Milan. I won't say it's an easy one for Bayern Munich, by the way.
Not at all. Not at all. That's actually, it is difficult which game to choose to watch, because
Mm.
I like,
Oh no, Josh, I'm choosing Arsenal, Real Madrid,
of course, but I
but that
like
is a
Simeone.
good game
I like
too.
Simeone, Inzaghi, the coach at Inter Milan, and
Yes,
Vincent
structured
Kompany
Inter Milan.
has also
Mm.
been doing very incredible things at Bayern Munich. So
Yep.
the quarterfinal of two powerhouses in Milan and Bayern Munich, you would like to think that the repeat of a 2010 Champions League final is on our hands. So you would want to watch the game. But then again, there's Real Madrid and Arsenal. So it is difficult for fans, but I'll be watching. I'll be watching Arsenal
I'll be
Madrid.
following too. I'll be checking the other side because I know every time a goal is scored, they split the screen to show us what's happening the other side. So I'll be trying to keep track. But Hala Madrid, guys. I know I gave the score to Arsenal. Hala Madrid, Madrid stars. Signing out, guys. Please do subscribe, Josh and Isaac. We will be back tomorrow with the preview Manchester United and Lyon Europa quarterfinals as well. Cheers, man. Subscribe.
Cheers.
Oh, shout outs to Madia, by the way, team as well.
Yeah, my dear team.
I'll see you
Shout out,
tomorrow when
shout
we give
out.
you the good news in quotes.